China came to a standstill today for its late leader Jiang Zemin's memorial. 3-minute silence was held nationwide with flags flown at half-mast. A memorial service was held today in Beijing's Great Hall of the People for its former president Jiang Zemin, who passed away last week at the age of 96. Now, according to the state media, the former leader died of multiple organ failure. His body was cremated on Monday. The cremation ceremony was attended by the Chinese President Xi Jinping and other top leaders. Meanwhile, the stock markets in Shanghai and Shenzhen will also suspend trading for the duration of the silence. The Chinese gold and silver exchange in Hong Kong will also halt. Jiang Zemin, the Communist Party leader who paved the way for the country's emergence as global superpower, oversaw a transformational era from the late 1980s into the new millennium. Known as one of the paramount leaders of China, Zemin came to power in the aftermath of the 1989 Tiananmen Square crackdown. Phoebe Amoroso is our correspondent and she's now joining us live from Tokyo. Hi Phoebe, good to see you. Take us through what Chinese President Xi Jinping said as his tributes at Zemin's memorial.
Well, we saw a lengthy speech from Xi Jinping really praising Jiang as an outstanding leader, praising him for his achievements and also for his charisma, saying that he really had been an inspiring leader in overseeing some very difficult times for China, including leading the country through the Asian financial crisis. And he also praised Jiang for overseeing the smooth transfer of power from Hong Kong to Macau. But then we did see Xi Jinping's speech move on to his own policy agenda, saying that he is really looking to continue Jiang's vision. And that comes at a very important time for the country, given that China is facing widespread COVID-19 protests against the lockdown and zero COVID policies. And we saw Xi really trying to align his policies with Jiang's vision and saying he was really fully behind this inspiring leader and called on his party and the people and military to also unite behind his leadership.
Phoebe, Zemin's remains were cremated yesterday. How are Chinese eulogizing the fallen former president?
Sorry, could you repeat about that, please?
How are Chinese eulogizing the fallen former president?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, we are seeing a widespread outpouring of condolences with flags being flown at half-mast. We're seeing a huge amount of outpouring on social media. In fact, there's a wave of nostalgia for Jiang, in fact, in calling him a Grandpa Jiang, really using these very warm terms. He was known for his trademark thick-rimmed glasses, but also spontaneously bursting into song. And it seems that even before his death, that he was popular with a lot of younger Chinese. They weren't really associating much with his leadership, but more as a friendly grandfatherly character. However, it's worth noting that some of these tributes to Jiang are also underlying digs or criticisms of the current administration. And analysts say that this wave of nostalgia is highlighting the how favourable the previous administration versus the current administration is, highlighting that gap. And that has cast a little bit of uncertainty over President Xi Jinping's and his position. And so we are seeing a very carefully controlled message, particularly surrounding that of mourning coming out of Beijing.
Phoebe, finally, you did mention this, but some critics argue that Jiang's death poses a new worry for current President Xi Jinping. How so?
Well, as I said, it really is highlighting the sort of gap between the current state of affairs and this favourable nostalgia that Jiang's leadership is now associated with. China is currently seeing the most widespread protests since 1989, and that's in response to the zero COVID policy. And so Xi is really looking to align himself with Jiang's vision to try and minimise the uncertainty going forward. However, that is just one of the challenges that he is facing, because other analysts are also saying that if Xi does move to really ease these COVID-19 restrictions, and it does seem that the party is heading in that direction, there is quite low immunity among the Chinese population, particularly among older people that they're looking to protect. And if the death rate does shoot up, then that's going to also reflect badly on the current administration. So in that case, suddenly Jiang's death comes at a very difficult and challenging time for Xi Jinping and his administration.
Right. Thank you very much. I've been talking to our correspondent from Tokyo, Phoebe Amoroso. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.